Hey, it's Bill Bergfeld here, and one of the things I wanted to make sure that we got done at this particular point in the program, we wanted to make sure you knew that we fed you a lot up to this point, but what we're going to do now is we're going to give you the really good stuff. Because everybody wants to know, how do I get more traffic? How do I get things going in my business? Well, Heather and Liz are going to talk to you a little bit about ads, organic, paid ads, how to get people coming to your pages, coming to your business so that you can generate some revenue. So be ready, listen closely, take notes, be really attentive to what they're going to teach because you're going to really appreciate it and it's going to help quite a bit. Take care. Here it comes. Listen well.
Y'all, you're going to be blown away because if you first got on here and was like, network marketing funnels, like, I don't even know what that means. I think even above and beyond that, when you think about ads, running Facebook ads in network marketing, like that's like are people doing that? Like, is that even a real thing? And so our final guest, Liz Forman, she's actually an expert in not only running effective ad campaigns, but specifically helping network marketers and affiliate marketers. She's really going to share some incredible things when it comes to supercharging your marketing efforts, right? We talked about leverage. We talked about the value of why network marketing as a comp plan is so important because we get to leverage other people's efforts. But we all can take a big sigh of relief because the days of making a list of 100 people, bugging your friends and family, trying to recruit your mom and dad and your sister, your 3 people who try to get 3 people that try to get 3 people, right? Those days are over and we don't have to do it like that anymore. And this is exciting and it's fun. And when it comes to the prospecting side of network marketing, we have something in our hands that can fine tune the prospecting, that can save the time, and that can target the right person that we actually want to talk to, right? We don't have to guess whether they want to engage with us or not. And so Liz has done an incredible job of identifying our target audience and starting to run our offer to the world. And so Liz, we are so happy to hear from you and really hear your advice. And we're going to just dive right into these questions. And so I want to first ask you, what are the benefits when it comes to using paid advertisement into a network marketing strategy?
Okay, so I felt that 100 list thing so hard. I was like, oh my God, I remember that so much. The best thing is like you can get leads when you're eating, you're sleeping, you're at the beach with your family, you're on vacation with your family, you're in another country with your family, your leads are just flowing in. And then if you have your automation set up, as Sean was talking about, your leads come in, your automations work, and people think that it's actually you responding to them. So if you have this full circle encompassed, set up, like you can be doing whatever you want to be doing and have a little bit of a pulse on your business, but it works for you instead of you having to work for your business.
I love that so much. And honestly, the truth is that most people get in network marketing for time freedom, right? Can we get a big amen on that? And most of the people, that maybe if they do have a full-time job, right, they're limited on the amount of time they can spend in their network marketing business, or majority of the people are stay-at-home moms or people that really just wanted a side gig, right? And so being able to maximize those time, efficiently and doing things that actually grow your business and move it forward without having you to be involved in every step, it's huge. So you have done such a great job when it comes to really learning about what we're doing, about what we have that sets us apart from maybe all the other network marketers out there. And so my question is, how can you help network marketers truly identify their target audience and to create ads that resonate so they know they're attracting the right people?
So that really goes back to basically like, what are you selling? So like if you're selling health and wellness, are you selling it to women? Are you selling it to men? Does that matter? And then just knowing how to target that within Facebook, which, there's so many different ways that you can target in Facebook, and just knowing the best strategic way. Do you go really broad? Do you go really niche down? Do you just kind of throw it out there and just say, hey, I hope it works? But then also like your copy and your creatives are just as important as the targeting, and also the funnel that it's going to be landing on, because I can push people all day long to a funnel, right? And they're going to click on it. But if that funnel can't convert that person, then
Sure.
it's, you know, not going to be anything beneficial. So, getting your target audience, I feel like with a lot of network marketing companies, it is pretty obvious in a sense, like whether you're doing your hair care, you're going after people who are really into the beauty stuff, or you're in the health and wellness, you're going after someone who wants to be more in the fitness and health and wellness space, or the stick on nails, you know, all that kind of stuff. You're going for women there. So it's really like knowing who your audience is, right? And then just nailing that down to, you know, even to the things of, and I'm going to be the first person that says it. I always kind of laughed at this stuff when it was like, oh, who's your target audience? And it was like, where do they shop? Now I get it. Cause I'm like, oh, they shop here. Okay, let's target them. Like, and so I can use that within Facebook to
Go ahead.
really like get someone. Like if I'm like, okay, I'm going for the person who shops at Louis Vuitton and Nordstrom and like lives like this and does like this, like I can target those people.
That's incredible. And I love that because, okay, so when we think about targeting, like obviously I mentioned, you know, not having to talk to everybody that has a pulse, right? We really only want to talk to the people that potentially would align with what we offer. And really that's what we talked about, how we created what we have here with My Automatic Downline and TCN Pro is our rejection-free recruitment formula. People don't like rejection. They don't want to deal with rejection. If their day in and day out responsibilities, and that's how network marketing seems to be, is to approach everybody that they come in contact with, they're dealing with rejection over and over and over and over, and you just don't move forward. And so targeting your audience, identifying that, using Facebook ads to do that truly takes that piece out of it. And you see the results and you don't get burnt out. And so when I got a vision of like, we could do this with network marketing, it's marketing. Why not? Why can't we do this? Obviously, network marketing is networking, and we don't ever take that piece out of it. But when it comes to prospecting, which is a big time that people really waste in their network marketing business, doing all these things, we can make it more efficient. And that's what paid advertisement does. Now, I will ask you this. When I first thought about doing this, like I was nervous, I was a beginner, I was scared, I was, you know, thinking I probably would do it and then fail. And so my question to you really is, what do you see the common mistakes that network marketers, or really anybody that's running ad campaigns, maybe trying to do it on their own? Like, what are the mistakes that you're seeing? Because, you know, that matters whether they continue with paid ads or they see it as a privilege or, you know, something that adds to their business or not.
Yeah. So, I think the biggest mistakes that people make with ads and like real high level is they're not setting their ad up correctly. They're not targeting it correctly. They're not testing their copy and their creatives first. And then also one of the biggest things, and one of the things that makes like a good ad manager good, is that you can look at the data, you can analyze it, and you can also not be quick to make a decision. And that's the hardest thing, is because in ads, you can have really, really good days and you can have really, really bad days. And then you can have like, it's a ebb and flow business. Like there'll be a Saturday and Sunday and you make $2,000 on a weekend, a day. And I'm just throwing out a random example. And then on Monday, it could be crickets. And you're like, oh my God, what happened? What happened? It's just the nature of the game. And so being able to, and it takes some practice, trust me. When I first started ads, I was like, we made nothing today. But and so it takes like that pressure off of saying, okay, let's see what tomorrow brings. And not just being quick to just, you know, make a quick decision.
That's great. And honestly, like you can either do it yourself and fail forward. And we've done that in many different areas. But when it comes to spending money, you probably should be very careful about just throwing money out there to Facebook, right? You really do have to have a strategy. And that's what we love about Liz. Like, she is part of our team and she's the expert, right? We don't have to be the expert. Talking about money and maybe scary to lose money, and really that mindset of like, I can either think of ads as an expense or I can think of it as an investment. And if you're partnered with the right person, right, the investment piece is really what we're looking at. But when it comes to network marketing, and I know Sam mentioned this too, like, people get into network marketing at a very low cost, to start. Maybe their commissions are pretty low, one product to the next. So sometimes financially, it doesn't make sense to run ads. But what we've created, and this is really the movement we're bringing to network marketing with our rejection-free formula, is we've created a product within a product. So we've created an offer, and if you're sticking around to the end, you'll get to access this. But we've created an offer alongside of our network marketing business, alongside of our network marketing products, that now we're advertising to people and bringing people in, targeted people in that could benefit from the offer we had, which includes our network marketing company. So you can't just throw out anything on social media when it comes to network marketing. It's pretty kind of like there's rules and regulations, right? And so what would you maybe suggest to someone who's never run ads, maybe scared to lose money? They don't really even, understand how this would even work with network marketing. Like, what is your advice maybe in that department?
So is to give yourself a set budget. And so say like, okay, I can put $1,000 into trying ads for a month or whatever the budget may be. I would definitely not go below a certain point, because if you go below a certain point, it's kind of like you're just throwing money up in the air and waiting for it to fall back down, and maybe someone will catch something, right? So you set your budget. Your goals, like, this is like, I want to get leads. I want to get traffic. I want to get a call. Like, there's so many different ways. I want to get a sale, whatever you want to do. And then, go with that and give yourself a time frame. Like, hey, if I'm going to run these, I'm going to give myself a month to make all of this money back or to convert this many leads. And then from there, what you can think of it as is, okay, if I put $1,000 in and I just made $2,000, now I'm going to take that $1,000, and invest it back. And eventually it's going to be like, you're putting $1,000 in and you're making $3,000, so, that will always grow, but definitely start with some parameters on yourself so that you don't feel so pressured that like, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose all this money. And then also, like, if you don't know how to run ads, like, reach out for help, because the worst thing that can happen to you is to run an ad and to maybe you have like one thing toggled wrong and it tanks your ad. And then if someone was to go in and be like, oh yeah, do it like this. And you're like, oh my gosh, I just wasted $300 or $500 and all I had to do was click one button, right? So that would be like my best advice when it comes to that.
Yeah, and that's great. So alongside of treating it like an investment, create that cushion of like, what am I willing to invest in my business, right? Because it's a business, a real business, network marketing, affiliate marketing, any online business. It's in a business that you're investing into. And so I love that you shared that. And yeah, mistakes can cost money in the Facebook, Instagram ad world. So being very careful, knowing that in investing, even if you're investing in an ad manager to help you, like, it is part of the investment. So I love that. Now, I have a couple more questions here for you. One is, in your experience, you've been doing this for some time now, what kind of incredible results have you seen? I know you said like you put 1,000 in, you can get 2,000. Like, what have you seen? Like, what is some of the incredible results that you can share with us to really get excited about what ads can do in our business?
Okay, so I run ads for in my job. I am the ads manager for a marketing agency that serves estate planning and elder law attorneys. So in that world, it's a whole different ballgame, because basically we're taking leads, we're giving them those leads. And once they convert those leads, then, they're making, 20 times what they're spending on ads, right? So I like to call it, I was telling some of the people that I work with, I'm like, it's called lawyer math. It's kind of like girl math, right? Like, let's explain this to these lawyers. I'm like, so they give us this amount of money, we give them this amount of leads, and then they convert, let's say they convert like 15% of all the leads. They get 50% to show up, and of that 50%, they convert some, right? I'm like, they have the ability in one day to walk away from one workshop with like $30,000 worth of business. So that's one way. But I know that we're all not lawyers here. So the other thing is that, when it comes to like sales ads, you can easily, if you've got it fine tuned, and I don't know if a lot of people know, but like Facebook went down in March, and ever since Facebook went down in March, it has been quite the stressful situation for ad managers, because what used to work is not necessarily working very well right now. But and it's also like not every single account. So for the marketing agency, we have like 67 different accounts, and some accounts it affects and some it doesn't. So, and then for, me running ads on the side and stuff like that, like I have some that it's affected and some it hasn't. So, always having creatives and extra copy and stuff of that nature to like switch out, is big for that too. But when it comes to that, is I've seen on the sales side, like I've logged in and seen like 4 times ROI in a day, or 5 times. But with that being said, is that ebb and flow. So then at the end of the week, it ends up being about 3 ROI. But that's also in like a specific like little niche. Like there are some niches you can get into and see like 10, 11% ROI, but that's like really rare. So it just really depends on the niche and what you're running, the creatives, the copy, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I love that you talked about too, just what is the goal of the ad, right? There's so many different levels. Like, is it just to get a lead? Is it to get a sales? That looks totally different, right? And all of those pieces, like it takes expert learning, growing to understand. So you just thinking you can just go on Facebook and put an ad together or just boost a post, right? You really have to be careful. And so we knew the value of an ad manager. We knew the value of your expertise. And that's really why, we love that you're a part of our team. And we want to help people also have that partnership, whether it's to help with your ad expert or your organic traffic or, funnels, automations, all these things is a learning curve. And we have gone before you. And I think everybody has their own little gifts and talents that they're bringing to the table where we all can win. And I love that about you, because when I think about ROI, if I'm a network marketer, maybe I'm struggling to find leads, and that's my main goal. Any lead at the end of the month is a win, right? If I'm talking to people and never getting lead gen, and then I spend a little money and able to generate 1 to 5, maybe even 10 leads that month, like that's a big deal. And so I love that we're creating a space for the new person or the struggling person that's done this for a while, or someone that has never done network marketing, really to be able to maximize growing a network marketing business online. So the last thing I'll ask, and I know we've probably covered this a little bit, but just your last takeaway of advice related to ads, growing your business, anything else you want to add just to wrap it up?
So speaking from experience being in network marketing, I'm going to say that ads are a great way for not only like the extrovert who loves to be on social media, loves to put themselves out there, but it's really good for those introverts who like don't like to talk to people, don't want to post on Facebook, don't want to do our Instagram or TikTok or whatever it might be, because it's doing all the work for you. And like you can seriously have a faceless Instagram page, right? Where you're just posting the products and you do these pretty videos, right? And then you go and you run ads and like people will convert. And then you can also, like, probably just as well as the person who's spending a lot of time, loves content creation, spending a ton of time posting all these reels all day long, and can do just as well, because a, a lot of people, if you have good copy and creative, a lot of people don't always feel like they have to jump from the ad to see who you are, right? Because they get it either in the video, in the creatives, in the copy, or on that landing page, right? So I think the biggest thing is that when it comes to ads, don't don't think of it as like you have to be putting yourself out there like you do with content creation. Because I think that does scare a lot of people when it comes to network marketing, is like,
Oh yeah.
I've got to post a reel. I've got to post on social media. And that is the big thing. It's like, hey, post, post, post. Well, this is a way for those people who do want to be in network marketing to be able to post, but they're not having to do it on the organic side. They're just putting a little money behind it. And therefore, then they have leads flowing in.
So much, because unfortunately, and we talk about this in our masterclass that you're going to have access to, but we talk about people who they look at an influencer, they look at a content creator who has tons of content. They're creating 3-4 tons a day. They have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of followers. And so they're making money online, but the amount of time that it took to get them to where they are, the amount of energy, like, we can almost pay to be influencers. Like, I look at paid ads as like, you can become an influencer by just paying Meta first, right? And they're a publicly traded company. They want our money. They want us to do well. Lead managers, right? They want us to do well, or we don't continue services, right? Like, this is part of like the business. This is a real marketing business. And so being able to utilize ads, we can all be our own influencers. And that's incredible.